Be joined on the phone now by Umana Umana of the APC. Hello, Umana. Could you tell us what's your own version? What have you seen about the elections today?
Hello, Umana. Could you tell us what's your own version? What have you seen?
Yeah, thank you. Good evening.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, hello. Good evening. Well, thank you very much. I want to say that what we witnessed today is not different from what we also witnessed on March 28th. I went to my unit like all the other voters this morning to participate in the election. And when I got there, we discovered that once again, electoral materials had been hacked and diverted. The only difference this time was that the electoral officer of my local government had distributed the materials, but the materials never got to the unit because as they were being escorted to the various units, armed talks, and some of them were escorted by police and even by serving government officials. Captain Inyok, retired, is the special assistant to the governor on security. He was the one who escorted the talks, the shots, and took away the electoral material. So we waited in vain. And, you know, I was interviewed in my unit. So this is on camera. And in the presence of all the other frustrated voters, we had to announce that we couldn't vote. So even as governorship candidate of the APC in Akwa Ibom State, I wasn't allowed to vote.
All right, could you tell us?
And then I put a call across to our situation room only to discover that it was the same situation. I just listened to Umana. We compared notes even with the attorney general in his own area. It was the same story, no electoral materials. So I can say that this was widespread, and even for maybe 15% of the units, because they did this on a selective basis, maybe for the attention of international observers and the observers who came into the state. So for those few places where materials were delivered, the process of accreditation started. The midway, just before voting commenced, they also invaded all those venues with bombs in buses and carted away the materials.
All right, Umana, let me ask you here, but first and foremost, you need to turn down the volume of your TV set so that it doesn't howl back at us. Don't listen to us through your set. Just let it be through the
okay, I'm turning it down now. Yes, go on.
All right, could you tell us, because there are 32 local government areas in Akwa Ibom State. Of these 32,
31 local government
how
areas.
many local governments did some of this happen?
I will say that this happened virtually in all the local governments. But,
all 31 local government areas in the state?
Some of the local governments like Uyo, and maybe the governor's local government in the Kenodam. In a few units, materials were taken there. But even at that, the voters were not given the opportunity to vote and for their votes to be counted. Because midway into the voting process after accreditation, the units were invaded by armed talks. Umana's case, of course, was recorded in the video. So when that video is played for the benefit of Nigerians, it will be clear who is lying between the former Governor and Governor Fabio, who is lying.
You're saying this happened?
It is a pity. I went to confront the electoral officer of my local government with all the voters from my unit. And when we contacted him, he said, well, he had done his job by distributing the materials, and that he could not guarantee the security of the voting materials and the security of the voters. And admitted that there was a failure of security. And I then said to him, well, if there is a failure of security and we cannot get materials to participate in the elections, then you must call for the cancellation. You must cancel the elections. We are calling for the cancellation of the elections. And,
well, the thing about that is, have you, just a minute, can you hear me?
Yes.
Have you taken, if you say this happened in all the 31 local government areas of Akwa Ibom State, have you reported this matter to INEC?
It happened, no, you see, for example, in the local government, everywhere, no materials were delivered. All the materials were diverted and taken away. In Ikotepele, the same thing. There is all the local governments, maybe 10-15% of the units. Selectively, you had materials delivered. But I'm even saying to you that even for those ones, talk still invaded the venues. And I want to thank the independent observer who gave his report, even though I can sympathize with him, he couldn't cover the entire state. But I have the benefit of a situation room, and that situation room gave me a perspective that covered all the entire state. I have even met with coppers, some of them who had to run for their dear lives and who have been also interviewed on camera, and who have recounted the horrible experience that they had to go through because of PDP talks. Escorted. I don't believe that these were police officers. I believe these were police officers wearing fake uniforms. So we have not had elections in Akwa Ibom. What we witnessed today is worse than March 28th, and that is why, as the governorship candidate, together with all the other candidates and parties, we are calling for outright cancellation of what was supposed to be elections, because we did not have elections.
All right, thank you very much indeed for speaking with us today. Umana,
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes.
All right.